You ever posted one video and then it didn't blow up, and so you kind of gave up? Like, it got some views, but you were expecting, I don't know, millions.
If you have a new channel and you post, you get a little spike and then it flatlines back down to basically zero. Or you have an older channel and a bunch of your videos have basically just completely fallen off. This entire video should help you fix some of these issues after the fact, so keep watching, but especially the 3 tips toward the end.
What I thought about my first video was that it was going to blow up because I had seen somebody else do it, and I knew that I could do it. Because how hard could it be, right? I've been on YouTube for 6 years, technically on this channel, almost 7, really. If you think about it, though, in terms of actual videos that I have live, I've unlisted quite a bit of videos because they were very experimental music projects. And now the only music I'm posting to the channel is the official Jakey Wakey music. The pitfalls of seeing someone else create a video that you think you could make, being successful, and then you making the video, you realize so many things. So many things are wrong. So many things are wrong with what you need to know. There's so many mistakes that you can fix after posting a video. But unfortunately, you kind of have to post in order to start fixing your mistakes. That's the biggest thing that I've been doing recently. Is although I have about 30-ish videos live on the channel right now, but 10 of those videos I've created in the last month, and my channel has picked up momentum in the algorithm. Being consistent, this actually posting on a schedule thing is a thing. And let me tell you, I do not like schedules. So we'll get to how to create a schedule that works, even if you don't like the word schedule. Having a script is way overrated. And even having an outline is kind of overrated, unless you have some bullet points you need to hit. I do have bullet points that I need to hit in this video in order for it to be more precise. You can learn from my mistakes of having a channel for so long and barely posting, not posting, how to fix this, how to get better with your posting. That chair looks nicer than the rest, I think. The idea that you can walk and formulate your ideas and just record them while you get your idea, and then use your own idea to bounce off your other idea. People should do this because just sitting down and writing all the time, not easy. Writing an entire script and becoming like a one-man production team, not an ideal scenario. Okay, so if you've been posting, or you did post like once, and then your video kind of flopped, so you just lost the motivation to post again. And this is basically what happened to me with this channel, and why out of the 30 videos that I posted, well, that are still live on the channel in the last 6 years, most of them are from this year. And 1/3 of them are actually from this month. I'm finally starting to see a little bit of momentum on the channel. And it's only because of this month posting 10 videos, lots of shorts, starting a podcast. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jakey Wakey, musical artist, podcaster, and whatever this is. But the reason I started this channel is because I saw somebody, Rumi, you may or may not have heard of him, but he posted a video writing and recording, producing a song in 1 hour. And I thought, well, if this guy can produce a song in 1 hour, certainly I can do the same thing, even though I haven't been practicing the guitar or singing or anything. And I got my wife, I said, honey, we have this camera now, you film the video and I'll write the song. And she did, and it was very sweet of her to support me in this endeavor. And I did actually do it. I actually completed a song in 1 hour, which was surprising considering how rusty I was. So I posted it, and then of course nobody saw it. And if you don't want this to happen to you, there's a few things you can do to avoid this altogether, and there's some things that you just have to do to get through this like rough period. It's like uncomfortable, embarrassing period of when you first post on YouTube. And I feel like I'm still probably going through that to some degree. But at the same time, I've also started to find my footing a little bit. Here are some problems when you first decide to be on YouTube. But the truth is you have little to no experience being on camera. You have no idea what to say. You don't know how to tell a story. Maybe you don't know how to edit the video. You don't know how to be engaging. You don't even know if you're worthy of making a video that other people should watch. So what happened 5 years after I posted that first video that got me unstuck and started to post more videos? Number one, I kept watching YouTube creators talk about creating videos and how they create videos, how they pick music, how they edit, all the learning YouTube video creator hacks, things, how to make better videos, titles, thumbnails, etc. And actually, I'm making a free resource, so you don't have to buy a course or anything, that has all this stuff in it. You can get access to that just by checking the description. I kept watching those videos and learning because I didn't come full circle back to this channel until now. The thing that brought me back to YouTube was being triggered by people who I thought were way less experienced, way less talented, had way less to say, actually blowing up on YouTube. Like, I was a little bit triggered, not gonna lie. But the truth is that they're doing something right. And I was really just jealous at the success they were seeing. But like, how could I really be jealous if I'm not putting out videos in any kind of schedule, any amount compared to what they're putting out? Like, I'm not even putting in any effort whatsoever. I wasn't putting out videos. Like, you're wearing so many hats, and I just wrote an email about all the hats you have to wear just in general when you're a creator, and it's a lot. It's a lot more than you realize when you first start. It's not about just hitting record like that. Yeah, that's part one. Part one is hit record. But before you hit record, you gotta have part zero. You gotta set up some things. You kind of hit a breaking point, and you realize you need to fix some stuff about my look, my posture, my presenting on camera skills. You need to know who you are, what you stand for. Like, nobody's gonna do this for me. Nobody's gonna do it for you. I had to figure it all out on my own. So what I did was to start filming daily video diaries. I'd actually literally just take my phone, hit record, and just talk about whatever came to my mind every morning. I would talk about what came to mind. And then the next morning, I would wake up, I'd play the video, watch it back, and then I'd be like kind of in shock about some of the stuff that I was saying. It was very depressing, like miserable. It's just really not great stuff to be talking about. I would re-record more thoughts. Taking into consideration the thoughts from the day before, I would record another one. And then the next day, I'd record another one, and I'd start to notice patterns. And I'm like, I've got to just break out of this. Like, if I were somebody and I saw this person and I wanted to help this person, here's what I would do. And so I started literally writing. So I was writing, and the result of all of those thoughts is the book. Something is, parentheses, not wrong with you. And so if you're curious about any of that, check it out. Still, if you're trying to make videos and struggling on YouTube, I'd much rather you do this process. Like, don't post these. Please don't post these. Okay, you want to be vulnerable. You want to say what's really on your mind, what you're really thinking, and then you want to be try to be as unbiased as possible when watching it back, so that you can give yourself real feedback. But there is something to this writing thing, right? Like, when I was writing the book, I started recording videos for this channel, and I noticed like my thoughts became clearer and crisper because I had written out not what I was going to say, but I'd written my thoughts down so that when I got stuck, I would at least have some thought or idea to go back to and talk about on camera. The next pitfall you've got to avoid is being boring. You got to keep showing up, or people literally won't find you. They literally won't see you. Look, I'm pretty lazy and undisciplined, and the idea of having a schedule is pretty silly to me, or at least at first it was. The way to stick with the schedule anyway is to find a forcing function. And I talked about this in the video about DoorDash, and her forcing function was that she was stuck in her car in between deliveries. In my case, my forcing function is the podcast. I've decided I want to have a weekly podcast. And so in order to have a weekly podcast, I've got to have a new idea every week to talk about. And in order to have that new idea, I started writing a newsletter to formulate kind of what's on my mind, kind of what's helping me to create, or what's keeping me from creating, and talk about those ideas. It's not a perfect solution, but it is something that's helped me get the ball rolling. So let's theoretically say you've gotten all your stuff together. You started posting videos, but the snowball isn't really moving. You get a spike and then everything falls off. This is the phase that I just got out of not that long ago. But there are 3 things that you can do. If you don't do these 3 things, then your channel is just going to keep doing this little spike and then fall off. And now is the time to go back and redo some things. It will give your channel a little bit of a lift. The first thing, it will give your channel a chance to re-lift off, to improve, to, I don't know, rise from the ashes, okay? Got to do all 3 of these though. Number 1, redo your thumbnails. Okay guys, like, I'm still struggling with this. Like, I can't figure out exactly the best thumbnail strategy for me. I keep trying different stuff. So this is a good chance, like, even this video, you'll see a different thumbnail on it later. The YouTube built-in thumbnail testing, like, go ahead and make 3 thumbnails for your video. Before I go to the next thing that you should redo for your videos, you should know YouTube does give you inspiration inside of the inspiration tab for your next videos, and it even gives you inspiration for your thumbnail, like an AI thumbnail. I'll experiment with it. I'll try it out and see if it works, but I don't know how good those thumbnails are going to be. But they may give you like an idea for like a layout or something. It can inspire you to improve your thumbnails. Which brings me to 2, rewrite all your titles. You gotta go back. Like, your titles are probably trash. Like, if people are not clicking your videos, that means that either your thumbnail and or your title are not very interesting. And I imagine if you're new, it's probably both. Like I said, I'm still struggling with this, but go back and just redo your titles, make them more interesting based on everything you've learned up to this point, And if you have a little extra cash, there's a tool I've used. Literally after starting to use this tool, my channel's views literally doubled in a couple of days. So all the video titles to new titles using this tool, grab it. I don't have words for really how much it's helped me, and the idea that I don't have to do the Mr. Beast thing. I don't have to come up with a concept and a title and a clickable thumbnail like right at the beginning before I even film a video. Like that sounds so ridiculous to me, because I create as I go. Like we're trying to be like a one-person show. We don't have a team, you know? We're trying to do this on our own. You got your phone, you got your Osmo, you got whatever, like that's something basic. We're not a show yet. Maybe we are a show. I don't know, but most of us aren't a show yet. The third thing is also in YouTube Studio. It is the built-in video editor. If you've never done this, you can actually edit your videos right inside of the YouTube app. Now you can't really add more video or footage or anything to it, but you can definitely cut. And so in your analytics, you can see where your watch time fell off. Go ahead and just like chop off your intros where like people are falling off, chop off the sections of your video where like people aren't watching. As long as the story still kind of makes sense, just cut it out, because then the audience retention for that video will increase and the video will be more likely to be pushed out in the future. And there is one more like super important thing, so don't click away. If you don't have this, then there's a really good chance your video is not going to go anywhere. And Mr. Beast was right about this thing. Like I said, I don't agree with the title and thumbnail thing, but having the one big idea, I think that's a good idea. And so this video is all about that idea of what I would have done different so that I didn't wait 6 years. Like I'm still not monetized. Like, you know what I mean? What I would have done different to maybe try to get monetized a little bit faster, knowing what I know now about being a new YouTuber. I can say that even though I've been on here 6 years, about being a YouTuber. Okay. So like there's a good chance you don't need an entire script. You probably don't even need an outline, but just having an idea of what you want to talk about before you start filming really helps, so that you're not just staring at your phone, saying, mumbling, going on tangents. And I know I still do this kind of to some degree, but I always have some kind of idea of focus to come back to make the video feel complete and whole. So for me, actually getting my ideas comes from walking. So get out of the house, go for a walk, get some ideas, maybe even film video and film focused on one idea, but then sometimes other ideas will come to you as you're filming, as you're walking, and you can use those ideas for the next one. In order to keep track of your ideas, put it in your notes app, put it on Notion so you don't get stuck. Speaking of being stuck, click up here to watch the first few episodes of the Being a Creator podcast, which are all about getting unstuck. And also, YouTube recommends that you watch this video here. All right, we'll see you.